ESPN.
Carruthers join forces with Brandon's Mike McEwen, hoping to end the drought.
There it is for the win. Manitoba will win their opener.
Their opponents, Martin Kret and Team Quebec. His 8th appearance at the Brier. They'll try to send the locals home unhappy. It's draw 3 from Brandon. It's the Brier on TSN. If you drive about 2 hours west of Winnipeg, you will find us. Brandon, Manitoba, the 8th time this province has hosted the Tim Hortons Brier, and the 3rd time for this great city and all the action at the Keystone Center. Our feature matchup, Manitoba and Quebec this morning. Coming inside the building, as always, glad you're watching our coverage here on TSN. Brian Mudryk joined by Kathy Gauthier. And the last time we were here, 2016 for the Canada Cup, and that was won, by the way, by Reid Carruthers, and he's back now with Mike McEwen. And this city has been phenomenal when it comes to hosting these events.
Well, they have. There has not been any major curling event that has not been held here, and so many of the teams already talking about the size of the crowds and how knowledgeable they are.
Let's begin with some action from last night. Team Canada on the ice taking on this team out of Ontario, led by Scott McDonald, and they gave the defending champs all they could handle in this game.
They certainly did at every single position. It was Ontario out-shooting their opponent, and it came down to final rock. Brad Gushue had to make a big draw to the forefoot for the win.
Final stone, lovely weights, and on the money. So he does pick up the win, looking for his 3rd consecutive Brier title here in Manitoba. They are certainly one of the favorites. So other scores to pass along. 7-6 the final. Team Canada wins. 8-7 Jim Cotter is back as he beats Nova Scotia in his opener. Battle of the Cooey brothers, Alberta 9-4 as Kevin wins in that one, and New Brunswick 10-2 over Team Nunavut. So a reminder, you have 2 pools, Pool A, Pool B. You want to be top 4 in each pool, and then you advance to that championship round of 8, and that begins on Thursday. Let's start with Mike McEwen, and back in this building in 1995, the men's worlds were here, won by a guy named Kerry Burtnick. At that time, that was Mike's idol. He said he missed a lot of school that week in Brandon, and what an opportunity years later to play now in a Brier in his hometown for Mike.
Well, and it's interesting, that can be a curse and a blessing. And the first 5 ends yesterday, Mike looked a little bit tight. His whole team were kind of on edge, but then they embraced the crowd. The crowd got behind the team in the second 5. They were brilliant.
Meantime, for Team Quebec, great to see Martin Kret back in his 8th appearance, but first time skipping. And is it just me, Kathy? It's weird seeing without Jean-Michel Menard. They were wingmen for years, the skip in the 3rd, but he looks pretty good skipping. I know it's a small sample size, but he was brilliant in his opener.
He certainly was. You know, we knew that he could skip. He did that in juniors, but it's been a very long time. 98% in that outing yesterday. He made draws, he made runbacks, he made everything. And Brian, he's going to need to make that kind of shots today if he's going to beat Mike McEwen.
Martin made the podium twice as a junior back in the day, winning a silver and a bronze, but this is obviously a whole different level. The Brier is next on TSN. Team Manitoba versus Team Quebec.
A little bit of extra motivation to get here this week, and we feel very fortunate to have this opportunity to play with a whole bunch of people cheering us on in the stands, so we're pretty excited about how that might feel.
It's going to be a fun game with the fans cheering for them. We always love that. We love our underdog status, and we hope we can put on a good game and hope to win it.
The 2019 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
Pure
The 2019 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Pioneer Hybrid, serving Canadian farmers for over 70 years. By World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. And by New Holland, #TogetherBlue.
It is our first morning draw here on TSN, and the home province in the house. It's time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. And we begin with Team Manitoba at the West St. Paul Curling Club. Your skip is Mike McEwen, third, Reed Carruthers, second, Derek Samagalski, and lead, Colin Hodgson. And for Team Quebec out of the Etchemin Curling Club, your skip is Martin Crête, third, Philippe Lemay, second, Eric Sylvain, and lead, Philippe Menard. Always exciting to play in your home province and have that opportunity to represent and put the logo on your back. And here in Brandon, of course, Mike, being from this city and growing up here, it certainly is a special week as both these teams winning their opener this morning. It was Team Quebec winning that draw to the button, so they have the hammer throwing the Yellowstones. It will be Team Manitoba throwing the Redstones. And to start things off this morning, our first morning draw here on TSN, it will be the lead, Colin Hodgson. And Kathy, I can only imagine you got to play in a world championship in your home province here back in 1995, the same time when Kerry Burtnick, we told the story about Mike, who said he fell in love with curling that week, and it has to be special to have that feeling, the bison on your back, playing in your home province.
It is phenomenal. I remember in playing in the Worlds here, so many people asked the question, is it disappointing to go play in a Worlds in your own country when you could travel? But we had already traveled and played in a World Championship in Germany where there was no one in the building. This is such a wonderful opportunity to play in your province in a Brier or a Scotties, and to play in your own city, as is the case for Mike McEwen growing up here. It's sometimes you have to really try to balance the emotion because it can get the better of you.
So as always, great to be joined in the booth by the silver medalist from the Worlds that year in 1995. Kathy Gauthier joins me this morning.
You know, you have no redeeming qualities. I'm quite convinced.
Did you miss me from Sydney, Nova Scotia?
No.
It is great to be back, though, in the prairies for the Tim Hortons Brier. Philippe Menard, the lead in his 7th Brier appearance. Of course, the brother of Jean-Michel Menard, and Jean-Michel stepping away from the game. And the last gentleman to win a Brier championship for Quebec.
Well, I'm sure for Jean-Michel this morning, he's having a mixed feeling if he's sitting on his couch watching his former teammates and family play, but you have to make decisions about how much time you can commit. And we talk about the level that this sport with the Olympics has played. You have to make a major decision to step away from your family, to step away from your job if you're going to compete at the highest levels. And sometimes you just have to say, I need to focus on other things, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's
13-9.
That's 6. Right, didn't want.
Même patte. Un peu large.
C'est large encore.
On est large. Juste top 12.
Top 12 est bonne, les gars. Come on.
Trying to get it to the top 12.
Go, 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 go.
Good shot, good spot. Okay, bon. Which way, guys?
Getting their workout first thing this morning.
You gotta try it. You like the freeze again? Well,
no, not really.
Pretty good. Why not? I mean, I think you play this. Okay.
You freeze in there, they blast it.
Well, then
you got to make your angle really good.
It's either the run or the freeze.
Yeah, I like the freeze, boys. Let him run it in there. It's our raw. It's. Do you have air?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Like it could be disastrous.
I don't like the freeze.
I don't mind this, boys.
Just
like
normal.
Normally.
Okay. Just gonna curl a bit.
Yep.
It'll be a little fresh in here too.
Okay. Yep.
Just
One of the things that we will listen for this morning is the dialogue between Reed Carruthers and Mike McEwen. For those of you that followed this team from the beginning of the year when they merged teams, they took turns skipping, trying to figure out who should skip, who should play third. They have had either great success in events or did not qualify, and decided that Mike might be best placed to skip.
Very nice.
But you have to buy into that in every possible way for success.
Super fresh. Super fresh. Throw. C'est demi. Hey.
And it takes time, Kathy. You know, we mentioned off the top that Reid Carruthers with the different team obviously won a Canada Cup here back in 2016, and then this team went 0-6 at Estevan just a few months ago. So there's growing pains, but obviously they have tons of talent on that squad.
Okay, Rick.
Well, for Manitoba, we've talked about a couple of things, and you know that bringing out the herd, that's the crowd, and that is what was against the McEwen team for the first 5 and then switch. So build on that, look at it as a plus, and complicate things for Michel Bernard. For Martin Crête, one of the challenges is still going to be getting used to that skipping position. Make it tough for him.
Whoa! Yes. Whoa! Yeah! Whoa, no!
Close, real close.
Hard call. Hard roll.
Nice shot.
Nice.
Nicely rolled. And for the team from Quebec, Martin Crête got up 4 points in the first end yesterday, and that really helped him on to victory. And so get that jump, get a comfort, force Manitoba or score a couple early and take the crowd out of the game. We say that at any home game, at a football game. You eliminate that, it makes a big difference.
Keys to the game brought to you by Scotties, Canada's #1 tissue.
What's good? Whoa! No. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, whoa! Let me! Whoa!
Hard.
Let me!
Hard.
I was playing that very thin double, caught it way too thin.
Ouais, peut-être, ouais. Half in the 4.
Like the intern, if we can.
Yeah.
Like the 4, Reid.
I'm thinking like a 14. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, and positive.
14 to 14-2. I was 13-9 top 8 with the slow one, so 14-2, I think.
Now these numbers are much lower than if you watched last night. Last night it was about 15 hog to hog, but there have already been discussions that sheet D, which is the sheet that we are on this morning, the outside sheet is slower than the other 3 sheets. We'll take a look at that today and see if it gets quicker, but the numbers are talking about already much slower.
You gotta go on this line.
It's a 14-4.
Which good? Keep going. Keep going. You gotta bury it. Keep going, bud. Keep going. Keep going. Good. Good spot. Okay.
Great spot.
Nice throw, Reid. Throw. Hack.
You know, Kathy, it's interesting, the hometown advantage. You just have to go a couple years ago, 2 years, to St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador, and for Brad Gushue, I mean, he was thrilled to finally have the Brier back on the rock, and they looked a bit nervous to start that week, but they found their momentum, they embraced the crowd, they embraced the pressure, and you know the end of the story there. And here in 2019, it's Manitoba's turn.
Okay.
Well, and I do remember talking to Brad Gushue about that during the event early, and he said, you know, they made a decision that they could use it as an advantage or a disadvantage, and sometimes you can try too hard, and that's the same in anything in life. You want to make your best effort, but trying too hard just puts too much pressure on you instead of embracing it, and I think that we saw a very different McEwen second half than we did from the first half. And an opportunity here in this first end to put a ton of pressure against Quebec.
Derek a bit.
Derek, go ahead. Go ahead, bud.
Hard, Derek.
Okay. A little safe ice.
Shooter sticks around, and you said it, Kathy, early pressure here on Team Quebec. Martin Crête.
Throw, bud. Also max ice.
Safe everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice
Safe
toss,
throw,
Reid.
safe weight, safe release. Good shot.
I safety the ice a little bit.
It was just a touch pass too.
Maybe. Good throw. Oui, t'es léger un peu?
T'étais Tiac.
Good way. Yep. Plus. Yes.
À plus. Go.
Hurry.
Philippe Lemay, and he's trying to get some help here from Eric Sylvain, and he'll crash on that guard. And oh boy, the
Okay.
Reds piling up here against Team Quebec in this first end. It is Quebec with hammer. throwing the yellow stones.
Right here, aren't you?
Yeah.
And a very soft release from Philippe.
C'est Eric qui a tiré un boulet puis il l'a remis ou?
Il était positif dessus, il était fort. Là, comparativement à toi, il était fort.
Yeah, I think you could even take an inch more.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, a little higher than that though.
Here?
So just
Even a couple feet more than that for height.
About there?
off the center
A little
line?
higher.
Okay.
I'd love to split center if I could.
Okay.
Okay.
But the safety is being
Little
on
bit
this
on the
side.
side, yeah.
Make him throw the run, right?
I agree, yeah.
Speed here's not bad now. I think draw is like a 14-3 to 5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
It's come up a lot then.
Yep.
And for Mike McEwen, his 4th Brier appearance. Obviously, this is a new team. Last year, he was the wild card team, a 7-4 record in
Hey, just a little bit,
Regina.
Derek.
We mentioned the Brier and St. John's Newfoundland Labrador. That year, a bronze medal in 2017. And every year, Mike finishing well above 500 in this event. And you have to think one of the favorites here in their home province.
Clean it, Derek. Clean it. Clean it, Derek.
Clean.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Clean.
Yep.
Clean.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
Nice. Good spot.
Really good, bud.
Very nice.
Real good.
Shot, Mike.
Blocking the front and not much to run back.
Yeah, with that sweep, you're probably.
Pense pas qu'il va s'en venir tout de suite après.
Chance here, Muddy, for Saskatchewan to score 2 in this first end for Kirk Myers.
And exciting, too, for Kirk here a few times before, but the first time now as a skip. And as we just mentioned, Martin Kretz comes with a little bit different pressure and responsibility for Kirk and company.
Tires-tu à 1 ou t'as 7 en premier?
And you see that they're 0-1. That loss to Manitoba yesterday in a very well-curled game. A game that Saskatchewan controlled for much of it.
And nice draw weight there from Kirk Myers. So 2 on the board and a 2-0 lead over Team Yukon.
And this is about opening up the front to ensure that for Martin, he's got a draw, an opportunity on his final one.
And just grazes that stone top 4, but still a fantastic situation here for Team Manitoba.
Well, what he's most disappointed is that he only clipped. Watch how finely he clips the stone in the 4-foot. That was the objective, was to get that stone out of the 4-foot.
Same ice read.
But you can see he's closed out the out-turn draw for himself. And now for Mike McEwen, a chance to guard it.
I agree.
Okay, good.
As much as you leave us more than what
So ideally, fighting 8
Full
foot
12.
or full 12.
Oh yeah, you could go half in the 8 would be fine too.
I saw him move it
anywhere
like
from like
that.
12 to fighting 8 is pretty good, I think,
just
right?
get the line.
Okay.
Just a few feet more, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a heck of a lot more.
We did sweep it. It should be,
Yeah.
that won't be too far off for speed.
Just a hair more.
Yeah.
You know, Kathy, I think back, one of the greatest games I think I've ever seen since covering curling was that Olympic Curling Trials final. Mike McEwen versus Kevin Cooley in Ottawa. Both teams had a fantastic game, and Mike played brilliant in that final, but it was Kevin Cooley with that shot, and that's a game that certainly stands out to me when you look back.
I'm sure it's something that Mike won't forget for many reasons.
Good shot, Mike.
Good.
shot.
Good throw, Mike.
Good shot, bud. Nice throw.
That didn't run the same to me. Was it a little tighter line? Or the exact same?
I might have wafted it a little bit. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought it was very similar to your first throw.
I thought.
All right,
the
Kathy,
weight went where I
Manitoba
thought.
talk. What is wafting it a little bit for our viewers?
You know, if you instead of having a very crisp release, you kind of float it out softly before it comes. And I think that what Colin is doing is trying to determine at this point if Mike is throwing a match set of stones, wanting to ensure that if he threw it the same and the results were different, he's always on top of those kinds of things. You'll hear Colin a lot in this game.
Je pense que d'après moi, on va être deuxième shot, là.
And this is a huge shot. We've heard that the numbers they've talked about are heavier this morning, facing 5.
Well, Kathy, you talked about his opener. He was 100% on 8 draws yesterday, and this is a big one early. His final stone in 1, the in-turn draw. Needs full 4 at the very least. Would love to cut Manitoba down.
On peut pas. On peut vraiment pas.
That's 13-5. That's a pretty big number.
Deuxième shot.
And that is nervous times without a brush to it. Now Reed has his brush down, and it does grab, and just the 1 red. So all things considered, the way that end was shaping up to come out of that with just a steal of 1, not bad for Martin Crête, but it is Manitoba leading at the Tim Hortons Brier.
Yeah, I can't go off this.
That spongy thing you did in '96. And that. Get your paint up to date. Hurry into Home Hardware's paint sale, where our Beauty Tone color experts will help make your home look new. Get 30% off Beauty Tone Signature Series eggshell paint, 30% off Gorilla Glue and Tape, and up to 30% off Weiser and Schlage interior door hardware. The paint sale on now. Only at Home Hardware. Here's how.
Canola growers can maximize their yield potential with the flexibility to swath or straight cut. Pioneer brand canola with the Pioneer Protector Harvest Max trait offers elite, high-yielding genetics with built-in resistance to pod shatter. For even more protection, choose canola hybrids with the new Pioneer Protector Harvest Max CR traits for resistance to pod shatter and club root. Swath or straight cut, you decide. Pioneer Protector traits, the hero of high-yielding, profitable canola, any way you cut it.
Maddie Storvold has been launched. It's actually happening. Wednesday, BB Rexa and legendary producer Nile Rodgers join 5 new artists in the most intense competition yet.
I'm not feeling you on it at all.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm the next to be launched.
We make hits here!
Get into it. CTV's The Launch, Wednesday at 8/9 Mountain, then stream anytime. Brought to you in part by Virgin Mobile. It's better to be a member.
Welcome back to the Keystone Center inside Westova Place. A great complex here in Brandon. Home to the Wheat Kings in the WHL and our home until Championship Sunday. Looking forward to an exciting week as we're underway with pool play. And our feature this morning is Manitoba and Team Quebec. And as we talked about, Kathy, yes, they gave up a steal of 1, but for Martin Crête, he had to bail his team out with that final draw, and we were wondering if that was going to slow down.
It's really interesting, and one thing that I think will be a factor this morning is rotation. We saw that on both of the shots from Philippe Lemay. Just a very soft release. That comes from not playing on arena ice with consistency, and your stones will warp. I do believe that helped to save Martin on his last shot. He was on the guard. Because of that soft handle, it went sideways. When you have a lot of rotation also, think about a spinning top going across the ice. It will often carry a little bit further, but the soft rotation helped it to die. because 13.5 should have been back 12.
And for our viewers at home, that's a hog-to-hog time, right,
It
Kathy?
is. It is. We were hearing 15 last night. It's not 15 yet. It's in the 14s.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
But some
Really
really,
gotta go.
great and
Go,
wonderful
go, 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 go.
ice that Jamie
just
Barassa,
straight tight.
Greg Owasco, and their entire crew have put forward for these players.
Jeez.
Open side. Non, même, elle va.
Moi, je dirais coin du cap, ça y est là en masse.
9 écarts.
Ouais,
C'est sûr 9,5.
Pas 9,5, je pense, dans ce cap-là.
So discussion by the Quebec team trying to determine draw weights this morning. If you think about last end, most of it was bailing, trying to get out of trouble. And so they will try to learn draw weight here in 2 by splitting the house.
Back 4.
Eric Sylvain was part of that team that won the Brier back in 2006. That was in Regina with Jean-Michel Menard. As he's in his 12th Brier appearance. Eric also won a bronze in Saskatoon back in 2000 with
Good shot.
Team Roberge. Francois was his skip that year.
Simonac's accurate.
I don't mind the run.
Just hit it, I think. You're going to give 2, it's like we can force them, right?
Okay. What kind of weight?
Firm.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa, never. Never. Okay, bud.
What out? Okay.
Throw. That is so straight there.
Yeah, it's probably low on the outside.
Le pitch, il devrait être meilleur, là. That's good. La ligne est bien meilleure. Juste le weight. Yep. Parce que oui.
Hide! Hide! Hide!
Ouais, it's good. Ça presse.
Kathy, you mentioned these soft releases. If you're consistent with those soft releases, can it hurt you in an event like this, or is it better to have that nice pop and rotation?
You know what? We'll get back to that after we do the update, Brian, if you don't mind, because it's a bit of a long story.
She'd see wild card PEI and final stone from the wild card team, and it was Brendan Botcher out of Alberta winning that wild card game on the Friday night, the play-in game, and he lost his opener to Northern Ontario, and his final stone on the way against Prince Edward Island this morning.
He's got a chance for 2 here. Brian needs to get full 8 foot. As we watch a great shot hit and roll on our feature sheet.
Good.
And 2 on the board for Brendan Botcher, who made it all the way to the Brier final last year.
14-3.
To get back to your question on rotation, you know, what we're going to see today is the ice that Martin will take for his team will be consistently much more than Mike McEwen will take. So on one hand, if you throw softer rotation, you're right, you can ice for it. The challenge is that you will lose control of the stones on this ice with a soft release. We will see a lot of wrecking on guards, a lot of going around guards and coming out the other side, just because, there's a great example of that softer release. It is less predictable. So he has over curled on every throw that he has had so far today, just because of the soft release, and the ice overtakes. So you watch him come out, great hand position. And it's that very soft, so it's not going out to the broom with a crisp rotation. It's going at the broom, but it's curling before it even goes a foot.
Yeah, that's nose.
Yep!
Hard, 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 hard.
Hard!
Hard there, really hard. Really hard.
Whoa! 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 Yeah! Whoa! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Reed Carruthers, hit, roll, and a lovely shot is
very
in by
nice.
2 right around the button.
Atta boy. Good shot, Nice shot, bud.
Thanks.
Feel good.
Oh, really nice weight, well controlled.
Thought just tight a little.
Yeah.
And then we fixed it.
I did give it a little finger.
So, Kathy, to finish that point, maybe a teaching point for those at home. So now we're going to have curlers at their local clubs going out and trying this pop release now. I mean, can you do that, though, with that ice at a normal rink on a Monday or Tuesday night with your rec league?
You know what? It depends on the ice. But for the most part, if you throw a soft rotation on a curling club, it doesn't react as much because you don't have the movement on a curling club for the most part that you do here. You know, and sometimes in curling clubs, you take less ice than you would for a hit here. It just doesn't move. So if you throw soft, it's not going to do anything. It's because of the movement of the ice here that you really get hurt if you don't throw a lot of rotation. But practicing at a curling club is a great idea in case you ever get to an arena.
Is it even faster now or same?
What do you think for speed, Colin?
14.5.
Okay. Same-ish as the in?
Yep. It's no slower than that, though. It's, if anything, 2 feet quicker.
That's what I was thinking.
There should be a pretty good path.
Nice. Just an inch more. Good.
Line's good.
It's a little high.
Wait,
So for the second consecutive end, Mike McEwen and Team Manitoba a chance to apply more pressure here to Team Quebec.
Not quite half.
A little higher.
Yep, keep going. Both
Keep
go.
going. Keep
Both
going.
go. Gotta drag it.
Halfway.
Touch
Keep
center.
going.
Touch center.
Keep going. Touch
Just
center,
touch
Derek.
center.
Touch center.
Yep.
Good.
Perfect.
Good.
Good.
Shot, Mike.
The lights on that are off.
They're not going off?
No, it's a dead rock. Like the battery's dead or something.
Jump.
Juste pour dire.
So, Kathy, that's as simple as during the break, Ice Tech will come out and replace the battery or have a look at that stone?
They will. There's two signals that say that the battery's out. One is that you don't get lights at all when you tip the rock back. That's how you trigger the battery to work. The other one is if they're flashing both red and green at the same time. That also says it's a battery issue.
Updates continue as we look over on Sheet A, Yukon and Saskatchewan. We saw Kirk Myers made a nice draw for 2 in the first end. And final stone to come here from Team Yukon and John Solberg out of the White Horse Curling Club.
And we see Martin miss
Line's
that
fine.
run back.
Line's fine. Okay, we got room. Let him know where the weight is.
Needs
So you
4 foot,
guys-
does
Hard,
John?
Hard. Hard. Hard.
By that red guard, how far can they drag it? And
Very nice.
just enough. Shot stone, biting the 4. So a single for Team Yukon and John Solberg.
A couple of run backs, not only last end, but this end. Just not getting the results that he did yesterday so far. Team Quebec. And there is no draw for Martin because of how those Manitoba stones are placed.
Just clean.
A little higher. Yep. Gotta go.
Keep going.
Higher.
Keep going, guys.
Gotta go.
Yep.
Derek.
Go. Gotta go the whole way now,
Go,
Derek.
bud.
Keep going.
Hard, Derek. Get better. Come on.
Gotta go,
Keep
Derek.
going,
Gotta
keep going.
go.
Hard,
Everything's
Derek.
gone. Come on.
Clean.
Come on. Go.
Yep.
Good.
Good.
Wasn't as good a throw. Sorry, boy.
Actually perfect.
Same
Sorry,
slide,
bud.
just not as much of a poke.
Yeah, it wasn't as good a throw.
2 in the first, a steal
Mike.
of 1 in the second. So Brad Jacobs, Northern Ontario, a 3-0 advantage over Newfoundland and Labrador. The Brier winners from a few years ago in Edmonton.
I didn't throw that as good.
Shot.
You can play some.
Au soft parce que le port est pas large.
OK. Ah, control, mettons.
Ouais, on pourrait jouer quand même avec du gaz. Contrôle.
OK, let's go, Mark.
Now they're talking about the port being large enough to get through, and it is for sure, you can see. The challenge is
Trouves-tu que c'est beaucoup de place?
to not roll off far enough. You're going to jam with this shot. So 1 isn't the end of the world. That's how they're playing it. They want to make sure, though, that they don't give up 2.
With quiet weight, Kathy, is that out-turn angle available to tap it enough for 1, or is that just going to jam and...
The out-turn?
Yeah, can you get there with the out-turn?
I don't know that you could get there enough for shot. You might be able to tap it back, but your shooter is still not going to outcount the other one, and that's a higher degree of difficulty than this one. I think that's why they're choosing it, Brian.
So he faced a handful in the first end. Here in 2, final stone, Martin Cret. Phil Menard trying to get it to curl. And bang, bang, he gets 1 to go. But it is another steal of 1 for Manitoba. And a nice start for the hometown kid, Mike McEwen. A 2-0 advantage here at the Brier. Welcome back to Brandon. Site of this year's Tim Hortons Brier, the 3rd time the Brier has come to this city. Last time, 1982, when Al Hackner won it for Northern Ontario, and before then it was 1963. And Ernie Richardson, during that run, he won 4 Canadian titles in 5 years, and here in 2019, the Brier is back. And we're glad you're watching our coverage here on TSN on this Sunday morning. And back-to-back steals for that man, Mike McEwen. So it is Manitoba, a 2-0 advantage over Quebec, and Quebec still with hammer here in 3, throwing the yellow stones.
Well, the degree of difficulty for Martin has been huge.
Shot, Colin. Yeah. It's too good, though. We got 2 guards. Shot, Colin.
I'm not fire. Écart.
You wonder if they had a conversation at the break, just talking about, not about rotation, but just talking about trying to make things a little bit simpler. No opportunity for a single last in. They just conceded that point, which was a smart thing to do.
C'est pas son plus gros défaut, fort. So ouais, t'es pas si mal.
C'est quoi son plus gros défaut?
Ben, je trouve qu'elle est large.
Cache-le dans le fond. OK, Phil.
Ouais, fort un pied.
Good shot, Phil.
Kind of wait.
Kind of wait, Mike.
Huh? Wait.
Little sticky corner.
Interesting, Kathy. One of the storylines with Mike McEwen and Reed Carruthers teaming up, two skips. Obviously, you could call it forming a super team per se with two great skips on the back end. You'd wonder, well, Reed has to go back to sweeping now and getting in that position. Remember, too, though, back in 2017, him and Joanne Courtney, they played mixed doubles. They won a gold at the Canadian Mixed Doubles Championship in Saskatoon. And even back then, the last few years, obviously you're sweeping way more and should make the transition a little bit easier.
For sure. I mean, Reed has definitely done that before in the past, thinking back to when he was successful with Jeff Stoughton. So sweeping was part of his arsenal. He had been a long-time skip and a lot of training. He talked about in those days, not only in judging, but in the cardio that was required. So the segue for Reed to third was probably easier than Mike, because Mike has not played a lot of third.
Whoa! Whoa!
Up! Non, non, non. C'est sûr, c'est fort.
C'est bumper!
Roule dans le wing.
Ah, on ne frappe rien. C'est rien. Deux weights au-dessus.
Go, Mark. OK. All right, let's go, guys.
Second stones for Team Manitoba from Derek Samagalski, who does live in Brandon. Colin, Reed, and Mike, all living in Winnipeg.
Hey, Phil, est-ce que je tire la cape?
Oui.
Veux-tu tirer 2-6?
Oui. Ben, t'en as rien de spécial, toi?
Non, non, non.
Go on, Reed. Never off.
Bud.
Never off, bud.
Keep going,
Never
Reed.
off. Keep
Hard,
going.
Reed, hard, Reed.
Keep going.
Hard, bend it, bend it, bend it.
Good.
Nice shot.
Well done. Not only tucked it behind that guard, but kept it in front of the tee line.
Good job, bud. Go, Rick.
Poignée, 2 tiers. Et un peu plus de balai. OK. Whoa! Close! Whoa! 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 Yep! 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 Okay, good shot. Whoa, Phil. Whoa!
Very nice. Does a couple of things. Opens up the front. Gets a couple of those stones out there. Also gives himself a corner guard.
Got a middle, cup height.
Yeah, sure. Take guard, Reed. Yeah, take guard.
Our updates continue on this Sunday morning. It is Team Wildcard, a 2-0 advantage over Prince Edward Island. However, yeah, you see two are counting right now, and one stone to come from John Likely.
And an opportunity for 3 in the lead in this game. Needs the 4-foot, but he has his own stone to come down to if he needs to.
Can't hurt it. Go.
Right to it.
You got to go, boys.
Right to it.
You got to go. Go, Burge.
In half of the
Go,
floor.
Burge.
Go, 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 Burge.
That Burgess, Steve Burgess, all he's got to try drag it in there for 3.
Go, 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 a little more.
Very nice.
And a good sweep, so 1, 2, 3 for PEI. And they bounce back and take the lead over Brendan Botcher and Team Wildcard.
And spot is still straight. Wow.
Maybe don't help him now.
Sit.
Okay. Okay, good. Not bad.
Just a little soft. Okay.
Got a little.
A little light. Good throw, Reed.
T'aimes ça?
Oui.
Ouais. On va finir par en faire un. All right.
Hack weight, bud. Let's go.
Well, they do enjoy this game. They're a wonderful team to watch. With that guard being a combination of long and a little bit over curling. Chance for Philippe to get to the stone and also to roll to the wing, get away from that center guard.
Ménage, go with. Come on.
Chat, Phil. Good weight.
Enfin.
Ouais, elle va en avoir le bon weight.
Okay.
Bump, Reed. Toss your bud.
Bump.
Let him know heavy. Let him know heavy.
It's a touch heavy, weight's close.
Really heavy.
Wait, a little heavy, weight close.
It's heavy.
Whoa.
Come on, Queen.
Colin, go ahead.
Go. Go, bud. Can't hurt it. Go, bud.
Good throw. Good call on the weight.
Solid bump. Shot. Solid bump. Nice throw.
I think there's a...
Go, Phil.
Same weight?
Same weight.
Okay.
The first one?
When I threw it in practice, it didn't seem to want to carry.
That's the one you threw on your guard?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I slid light.
Here's the weight.
Always charting stones, trying to make sure that they understand
Bumper.
if they're matched, if not, what one does versus another.
Whoa. Whoa. No. Fish just whoa. Good shot.
Very
And
nice.
a little roll behind cover.
Let's see a third of it.
And that will make him a lot happier.
Oh, just so sloppy.
Numbers very low this morning so far, just catching guards, not getting the results.
I know.
Good shot, Phil.
Curl pareil.
Oh, ça permis.
It's all half.
It's not super lively in the rings.
No.
I need solid hack for what I
Kill
can
it.
Actually, see to
Yeah.
kill it, I think.
Yeah. Toss your bud.
Speed's good here.
Rob
Yeah, well,
Meekin
it's
in the
not
background. Rob, of course, a member of Kerry Burtnick's team that won in this building, the World Championship.
That was a great year for Rob and that
It's
team.
nice.
He was the
Just to the
second
ball.
that year
Heavy.
for Kerry Burtnick.
Clean.
Heavy.
Real
close.
Yeah.
The Brier that year was
Really
1995 in
heavy.
Halifax,
Colin.
and of course the Worlds here in Brandon.
Colin. Oh, Colin.
Okay, whoa.
Colin Hodgson.
I get yellow.
A little more curl, roll it over.
Yep.
Yellow goes.
Shot, bud.
Well, I almost bumped.
That was bump.
Yeah.
Nice throw, Mike.
It's not killing it by a heck of a lot, though.
That's good. It curls so much there.
Yeah,
Like,
good finish.
Yeah. Good. Judge, bud.
Lots of end curl there.
Ooh, you just threw that really hard. I didn't want to kill it and back it up.
Je faire attention au jam possible en arrière.
Ouais, elle restera pas dans le rosson. Quel weight? Normal. OK. De toute façon, ouais, c'est ça, normal. Fil.
Pas trop. Je suis sûr qu'on l'avait vu.
En principe, je vais pogner off nose maintenant.
Go, Mark.
So Martin Kret, his first stone here in 3. And for the first time, a little less granite to deal with when it comes to his rocks.
Whoa. Nose. Yep.
See if he can try and manufacture a skip's deuce here in the third.
Whoa.
Hit, roll it over.
Okay, sorry,
And the shooter will peek out the other side. Oh, that little extra spin. Probably half covered.
Rolling.
Dirt.
Right here.
Okay.
Got good pitch.
Ouais, bon.
No, you were heavy, almost bored.
Yeah. This is the spot I threw, right? Yeah. I was probably bumper on mine, Mike.
Yeah, I want to be...
Let's look over now on Shide as we drop in. Yukon, the red stones. Team Saskatchewan, the yellow. And it looks like Team Saskatchewan already lying the pair with one to come, so it will be the in-turn draw here for Kirk Myers out of the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. And a great opportunity to break this game open.
Right on the tee.
Kirk playing with brother Dallin.
Line's good.
Kevin Marsh, Daniel Marsh.
Yep.
On it.
Make up this team out of Saskatchewan as they guide it in. Weight looks pretty close, and that will be 3 for Saskatchewan, and our feature just by the high guard. And a nice job from Mike McEwen. Good brushing as they get it by the guard and make the yellow go away. Very close. So 5-1 Saskatchewan leads, and a sigh of relief here for Team Manitoba.
Well, that's brilliant brushing on Mike Stone. He said he needed to throw down weight, yike, to be able to kill it, to remove it from play, and successfully does.
C'est bon?
And so this is the draw.
Kathy, interesting to get a time maybe on this one if you can, because back in 1, you have to draw against 5, and what we had it around 13 seconds, a little more than that, and it dug in. So final stone here in 3, and a draw for his single. It is the intern.
Now they're on it out of his hand.
Easy.
And let's go, 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 go.
No.
That's 14-6, should be good.
Okay.
The finishing touches from Menard and Sylvain, and nice weight from Martin Crête, who had fantastic draw weight in his opener, and he has been tested so far on this Sunday morning. His first point on the board. Manitoba leads with hammer.
Yeah.
We're like Tim Hortons kids menu tastes just like home. Maybe too.
Throws lead stones for Team Manitoba, and sometimes the lead actually becomes the leader, as we saw in the game yesterday against Saskatchewan. Let's listen into a key point of the game.
I don't think you can give up a steal at 3 here. I don't think it's possible.
Colin, it's borderline not even there.
It is just
Oh,
there.
I see what you're saying. It's
You
free.
just slice it and nut it dead on the 2. The 2's going to get out of there. The back
It
one will
is
pick
there.
it.
It's just a little risky.
I mean, if it micro rubs a call, and it's going to be disaster.
Well, if you touch the outside one, then you're doing
If
this.
you touch the outside one, it's going off this, and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is there.
Got like a 10% chance to win.
Yeah.
Giving him one, we have a 10% chance to win. Like, it's
What's
not much.
the chance of making versus giving a steal a 2 here, though?
Not good.
You gotta pick something here, boys, eh? Like,
I don't know, can you
We're
slice
in
it
big
through
trouble
there?
regardless.
5-4, Saskatchewan leads it. They've got one on the lid, and it is frozen on that lid.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yes! He froze.
Yes!
Have you got the line here? Run it back.
Get it,
You
come
got
on.
it.
Get it.
Bang!
Get it.
Oh, what a shot.
For the shot stone. Brilliant.
I told you it was there.
That is awesome. And now leads across the country are sticking their chest out a little bit more, saying, told you, Skipper. And it was a great call. And by the way, Hodgson also curled 93% in that game. So that's a great example of team work when it comes to a full team.
Well, you know, sometimes you can get very myopic about looking at what might be available. And, you know, I've never been a fan of 4 people trying to skip a game, but sometimes when it's very complicated, there are options that somebody may see that nobody else does. And Colin saw it. It was not a shot that came without risk, though. He could have hit that wrong and given up 2 that would have potentially been the game, but they also balanced, if we give up 1, what are our odds of winning? And at that point, they didn't think they were very high. And so then that also mitigated the risk a little bit. Those are all factors to consider where you are in the game, the scoreboard. If we don't make it, what happens? Colin just happened to see the shot that was available for the single.
Worth noting too, Kathy, Colin played in 2 Canadian juniors. He skipped Alberta back in 2011, so he has skipping experience from junior. He was a second as well in 2008, and obviously has settled in really nicely the front end here for Team Manitoba.
Well, Manitoba with hammer for the very first time this game is in trouble for the very first time this game.
Just straight tight.
Good. Là, j'ai tiré,
T'as tiré
9 3 quarts.
3 quarts, même 3 quarts vers le demi.
Ça. J'aime le guard. On peut remettre un guard aussi. Moi, j'aime le center guard.
Sure.
OK, fait 30 et demi.
Oui.
Elle est tout seul, ça c'est sûr.
2. Il y a bien de la place. Bien de la place. Ménard en
Now,
premier.
Martin looked at playing the hit and roll to lie 4. His team talked him out of it to play the guard. I agree with the team. Those 2 stones that are locked in the front, the yellow-red combo, really make it tough for Mike McEwen to get to the 4-foot. He's the one that needs to move some granite, so don't help him out by hitting that yellow-red combo. Lots of rocks left to go.
I wonder about trying to get everything.
Yeah, I kind of think so.
That's a shot. Okay. 2/3.
And that Yellowstone got there with a raise by Colin Hodgson that did not work out, promoted Quebec into the house, and that's now the problem stone.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
On met un autre guard? Oh, ouais.
Oui. Oui, je mets des gardes jusqu'à l'année prochaine.
Martin Kret here for the very first time as a skip, and this was the road to get here, the 2019 Quebec Playdowns. 14 teams involved. He went 7-2 overall. He came through in the 3-4 game and actually won the final in an extra end, so took the long way to get there. But whatever it takes, doesn't matter how you get there. You just want to find your way here to the championship. Tim Hortons Brier.
Well, many will remember Mike Fournier, who came last year to the Brier, gained a lot of fans, a lot of support for his passion for the game. And so I'm sure it broke his heart to not repeat and come back.
Good. Shot, Phil.
I think so, yeah.
Thinking this way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I agree. Good one.
14-5.
Yeah.
And for Mike McEwen, in his sit-down interview, Kathy, he called provincials a scary experience early, is how he described it.
Yes.
As they had to battle coming through that.
It's a very interesting, if you read it, Muddy, it's a 32-team double to an 8 to a double to a 4. It is a long process and easy to lose out.
And won the final against Willie Lyburn.
Well, there would have been some roots to Brandon had Willie won as well. Brother Alan still lives out here, but Willie had one of those years that I don't think that they would say was one of their most successful, but they had a wonderful provincial championship.
Yep, dive it in there. Dive it in there. Dive it in there. Nice shot.
A lovely draw weight by Reed Carruthers. Well, he made a great hit and roll last end. And now that great draw, great judgment.
Go, bud, when you can. Go, bud, when you can.
Colin and Derek making sure that it gets right in.
Dive it in there.
Colin trying to finish it.
Shot, Reed.
Un peu tight. Tight. Pour l'instant, T-line. Wow. Un peu up, Marc. Wow. Wow. Back 4. Non, elle est bonne, elle est bonne, elle est bonne. Wow. 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 Yeah. 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 Hard. Hard, bump slap.
Philippe Lemay, boy, is that stone coming in sideways and the tap, and I think it's still Manitoba shot stone.
It is, but that's where his soft release really helped to finish.
Good shot.
Yeah.
Philippe in his second Brier, he was second for Pierre Charette in Hamilton back in 2007.
Slash that red and
Quebec went 4-7 that year in Hamilton.
I don't know who shot, but
And even though it is Manitoba that is shot stone, for Mike McEwen, there is no real estate available to be able to score to, and so wants to open things up.
Right up. Okay, good.
go, Reed.
We are. Okay, so we are still shot. Good.
Well, Andrew Simmons was absolutely thrilled to be here representing Newfoundland and Labrador. And in a tough one here, currently against Northern Ontario. You see the house, and for Andrew, his final stone, it is the outturn, and I think a little tap on that yellow stone.
You know what, that stone from the hack is probably a third open to him. So it's not completely buried, but does need to get to the face and tap it back.
Right to it. All right, Keith, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Little tap, move it enough, and shot stone it is. So a single on the board. Cool moment, too. Yesterday, Andrew and his team, a photo with Team Canada to have the Newfoundland and Labrador representatives all together in a picture.
Oui.
Je vais pogner un peu off, puis demi-roche.
Ouais, on va essayer de tiquer la 5 drette là.
OK.
Le shooter, il est plus ou moins important.
Tu veux-tu que j'essaie... excuse-moi, le shooter, essaies-tu de le rouler loin?
Ouais, exact. Roule loin.
There's a couple of options. He's playing the hit on this stone. The other option is that he could put the guard sort of corner freeze onto that yellow stone that you see beside the broom.
Whoa! Non, pas un coup pour tuer. Push! No! Whoa! Whoa! Mais non! Come on, Minnow! Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. Good shot.
Yeah. Shot.
No, he makes the top, though. Or...
Yeah. OK, good shot, Marc.
Yeah, c'est bon.
Super bon, ça. Je pense que j'aime mieux ça qu'on ait sorti avec.
Oui, parce que ça y aurait peut-être laissé un off après.
Super belle là. Fatigant.
It's still not going to be a good situation.
No.
Is that going to spin off too far?
He just freezes here.
It's the same scenario.
He freezes
he freezes there, there's a triple.
Yeah. If the angles are good.
I think you can, if you make the back double and the force sits in there, I think you're going to have a shot.
He's still tapping though,
Yeah,
right?
he's still tapping.
I think you have to pick that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Be best, actually. Yeah, let's pick it. Oh. It's really thin to get it onto that, but let's try it.
There.
Okay.
When you pick the back red, it sits under there for shot.
Oh.
Double back.
So you saw the call, just to pick out that
You can
stone.
make the triple.
Yeah, I can. It's real thin.
Come on, good toss, Mike.
Kathy, is there another call here, or is this the call?
Well, the challenge for Mike is that he's not playing for one. He's playing for two. And the only way that you're going to score two is to be able to remove that stone that is in your way. On this one, for sure, he's going to give the in-turn opportunity for Martin to come down and freeze it. But it's a very precise shot, and he's prepared to risk that for a chance for two.
Good.
Just enough. Thin to win.
That is thin.
Okay.
Surgical.
Ah.
Hey, bud. I like that he's.
I thought he would play the draw top.
I thought he would too. And the draw tap is you come around and you sit on top. Even if you don't tap it back and you're right on the pin, you have an opportunity to steal. It looks like he's playing the run back to lie 3 or 4 if he's able to nut it perfectly.
As Martin settles in, we'll get you up to date. Dropping in on Sheet C, Wildcard, and Prince Edward Island. And right now, things are setting up very nicely for Brendan Botcher. Final stone, he's got a chance. I mean, looks a little tough to tell who's the 4-shot stone, but I think for sure a draw for 3. And there you see the run back in our feature matchup. But the button is exposed for Mike McEwen for that draw. So for Mike McEwen, a draw against 4 with backing. And on the update sheet, that curls it enough. So looks to be 3 for sure to me. And they'll probably have to take a look.
3
Looks
for
like
sure,
3.
right? Okay.
Pretty good here.
Yeah, this will read through and it ran nice for him.
And we can tell you they kicked it away. It is for 4, actually. So 4 on the board for Team Wildcard. And a nice lead over PEI.
When you talk about momentum switches, every single time Martin sat in the hack, he faced a pile of granite. But the very first time that Manitoba has had hammer, have faced a lot of difficulty this end. And this is no free lunch. Needs to get right to the lid. That stone is over buried, so he needs exact draw weight.
I like it. I think it's pretty close.
Yep. Felt light and tight.
Final stone here in 4, Mike McEwen.
Yep.
Played pretty good, guys.
A pressure draw.
Gotta stay down.
It's good.
Want to put it on a Tim Hortons
Gotta
button.
stay down. Gotta stay down.
Yep, keep going.
Gotta stay
Back
down
button.
there.
Back button.
Good.
Boy.
And no backing needed. That is perfect draw weight from Mike McEwen. Right on the button for a single. So Manitoba leads 3-1 in our feature game from Brandon, Manitoba.
Good job.
It was, I wasn't.
Welcome back to Keystone Center, home of this year's Tim Hortons Brier. And Kathy, as we talked about off the top of the show, a lot of great events here over the years, including a couple of Scotties championships, the great Sandra Schmerler winning back in 1993, and Colleen Jones in 2002. Olympic hurling trials were also here back in 1997 with Schmerler and Mike Harris, the winners of that. And this year in 2019, the Tim Hortons Brier is back in Brandon in our feature matchup. It was a nice draw from Mike McEwen to pick up a single. So Manitoba leads 3-1 here in the fifth. Quebec with Hammer back throwing the yellow stones.
That's good. Just the way.
Some good numbers from Philippe. He's had so many people already ask him this week, where is the bandana?
That's right.
And you know the story behind that?
He grew up loving Chuck Norris? I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. It's not why he wore the bandana, why he's not. He has become a father in the last year, and his wife has said, it's time for you to grow up.
Well,
true story.
That's not happening in this booth, I'll tell you that.
Not growing up or wearing a bandana.
Well, the bandana might look good, actually. I might try that out.
Derek Semigulski also becoming a father in this last year. Life changes and probably makes you a better player. We've talked so much about that over the years. Just the perspective that you get helps you to play a little bit loose and remember that there is more to life than this game, although it's a big part of all of our lives who love this game.
Nice double there from Derek.
C'est large.
Wow! On va l'attendre d'abord.
Wow! Top 8. Wow! Switch! Mais non! Mais non! Go!
It's funny, as we listen into the Quebec team, Martin, when he calls for players, he only calls them by their last name. And in this particular case, it's probably because they're both Philippes. So you hear him yell Lemay or Manal.
Come on, just a nice bop.
And the alternate is also Philippe Brassard. So you got 3 Phillips on the team.
Bump. Close. Whoa, whoa.
Clean.
Yep.
Whoa. Clean. Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Clean. Good. Good.
Little roll your weight, not too
Roll
much.
it a bit,
but
Reed.
a little bit. Good. Real
Nice.
Nice weight, bud. That was a good goal. Look like yours.
Of the control. Okay.
Well, last end had the potential for a big momentum swing. But Mike McEwen's great draw stopped that. And so for Quebec now back trying to find a way to score 2 with Hammer. No deuces yet on the board this morning.
Mike talked before the championship, Kathy, about this team, and they're still new. I know Mike and Reed have been friends for a long, long time, but getting the team dynamics in place, there's going to be growing pains. And to use Mike's words, he said, you know what, we're early in our life cycle as this team. Right now, Mike said they feel they want to finish the season like this. Obviously, the ultimate plan is a 4-year plan, and the team supports this lineup. So they want to finish strong with this lineup right to the end of April with, obviously, Mike McEwen, your skip, and calling the game, and Reed Carruthers in that 3rd position.
Gotta be good at something.
And it is true, when new teams form, even if you have some magic right away, it still takes time to settle in and know what your normal is. And for Reed, it's not stepping down to 3rd, it's making a decision to embrace that position. And that takes a while. But this team is all about moving forward to the next Olympic trials cycle. And so for benchmarking it in year 1, you're at the Brier, that's a huge check mark for success.
I like easy right here.
Yeah, I like easy now.
Toss your breath.
little solid easy.
Clean. Weight's good.
Solid easy.
No, weight's good.
I think it's heavy.
Maybe a touch solid.
Derek.
Derek.
Go, bud. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good toss. Max ice. I like that throw.
Just getting
Straighter and straighter.
And update for you. Scores across the sheets. Saskatchewan up 5-3. Northern Ontario, a 3-1 advantage over Newfoundland Labrador. And Team Wildcard up 6-3 over Prince Edward Island.
Un vrai bombe. Un vrai bombe. Il y en a moins.
Encore un peu up.
Oh, close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
C'est là.
Hard.
And a little roll towards the center line for Philippe Lemay.
Okay. Good way.
Good job, Phil.
Later. I got a full one.
Well, they got their roll, but not completely behind, so accessible, as you can see.
It's pretty much exactly what I just threw.
Yep.
Ran nice.
With that wood bump, there's a little bit of shape
I
at
agree.
the end.
Bumper Colin.
Some pretty wonderful and strong numbers for Mike McEwen. He was 79 yesterday in that win, but we've talked already about the first 5 that maybe weren't exactly what they wanted to see in terms of performance.
Sit.
That hard. Okay.
But his comfort with the ice clearly being shown this morning with those great numbers. And a chance, Brian, last stand when we look back for the momentum to change big time in this game. It had been all Manitoba on top of Quebec until the 4th end. With Hammer, it was all Quebec, forced to make a draw against 4. Even a steal of 1 puts Quebec right back in this game with momentum.
Back button.
Makes the absolutely perfect draw without backing to the lid.
It's got a little narrower than I wanted.
Feeling very comfortable with the ice.
And that is the key shot, brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. And the man to his left, also curling 100% so far on the Sunday morning. So a great morning as well for Reed Carruthers.
We know the in. It's got a little bit.
You hear Mike and Reed already talking, expecting that Martin will make the perfect come around and that they will have to run their own stone back. Talking about turn that they would play.
No. Come on. Go. Come on, plus que toi.
Okay.
Okay.
That's sweet.
Well, a few sports, Kathy, you can hear the effort
You could just try to roll.
with these front ends mic'd up.
Great effort, not only to get it there, but to try to get the finish.
You can see same weight.
Sure.
Same and roll to the edge.
Sounds good.
Same weight. Roll the edge.
Okay, I like it.
You know, make them sort of think.
Yeah.
Great angle there. More than half available for Team Manitoba.
And Quebec will not be that unhappy with it. It's nice to bury, but if you're buried perfectly and Manitoba makes the perfect run back, you will be forced. In this particular case, you can see it'll be pretty tough for Mike McEwen to roll under the guard, and so it should be exposed for Martin to be able to blank this end.
Mike took a little extra time, had some debris under his stone, wanted to be absolutely sure that he's ready to roll. No debris under his rock for his final stone here in 5. The out-turn tap.
Easy, Colin. Derek's got to go.
Go.
Got to go, Derek. Got to go to kill it. Gotta go, Derek.
And Derek, all he's got to get a little extra curl. And just catches enough, and the catcher, little bonus.
Very nice.
So something for Martin to deal with.
It's getting so much straighter. Good throw.
Too much ice.
Yeah.
just a little tighter to the line and curl just a little more. There's kind of some no man's land out there, eh?
Kind of borderline too much ace.
Yeah.
I didn't mind how I threw it.
I thought you were just a hair past it.
Just a hair pass.
Yeah. Like close, but
Where you were a couple ends ago throwing there, it's totally different.
Yeah, it's all glossed up now.
A lot different now.
I thought I threw the same as the first.
So final stone here in 5, Martin Kret. We'll try keep hammer.
Yep.
And put a blank on the board.
Clean.
Away it goes, so a blank for Team Quebec. And Martin Kret will keep hammer as he's down by 2. As we're through 5 here at the Tim Hortons Brier on TSN.
The 2019 Tim is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of curling Canada.
Welcome back to our coverage. It was Team Quebec starting out with hammer, but a steal in the first, a steal in the second, and basically singles on the board thus far, which brings us, Kathy, to our numbers after 5.
Well, if you look at the team percentage overall, it's much stronger for Manitoba, but when you dig inside, where you see the numbers really make the difference, or the back ends, the front end actually for Quebec is better, but the shift starts at third with Philippe Lemay at 63 and Reed Carruthers at 98%. That gives an advantage to your skip, Mike McEwen at 93%. Big part of why Team Manitoba is on the lead on the scoreboard and overall.
After 5 is brought to you by Pioneer Hybrid, serving Canadian farmers for over 70 years. And Reed enjoying some of the work by those farmers, it looks like. Manitoba leads after 5.
The 2019 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by New Holland, #TogetherBlue, by Home Hardware, Here's How, and by Scotties, Sponge Towels, Purex, and Cashmere, proud sponsors of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts for over 35 years.
And that is a great look at Brandon University, home to the Bobcats and a lot of great athletics over the years here, as we check out the Wall of Fame and a familiar face. There is one Mike McEwen, obviously grew up here. Mike made 2 Canadian junior appearances, lost a final to Brad Gushue back in 2001, and won the World University Games gold medal in Italy back in 2003. And there he is on the wall for curling here in Brandon. So very cool to have some history, as Mike will try and make some Brier history here and win in his hometown. Off to a good start here in our feature game, up 3-1 in the 6th end over Team Quebec. So here in 6, it is Quebec down by 2 with Hammer throwing the yellow stones.
Quebec trying to throw a corner guard, need to generate some offense if they're going to find a way to score 2 against this Manitoba team that likes to keep things cleaner with an advantage.
That's good. That's good.
I got light.
That's light, I think.
Yeah, you gotta go. Really gotta go.
Line's good.
And we're off.
Got some room.
Line's good.
Pretty good.
Room if you're okay to wait.
Line's real good.
Talked about the numbers after 5, the battle of the leads currently being won by Quebec's Philippe Menaud at 90%.
It's going to be good. Keep going, Derek. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Go, 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 go.
Very good spot.
Good
sweep. I did not think we were there.
Yeah. Top 3 quarts. Ouais.
3 quarts.
Ouais.
He can go around the center. He can also choose to utilize his corner guard that he just threw there with Philippe.
Gros push à la fin. Inning est bonne. Si tu peux, donne-y une chance.
Not too bad, Pete. Not too bad. 6e bout, elle va glisser. À 10 pouces. Oui, 6e bout, elle va glisser. À 10 pouces, là, je te dis.
Straight freeze.
Continue.
Non, la ligne est bonne.
Hard, 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 hard.
Hard!
Hard! Go!
No.
Good sweep, boys. Good sweep. Yeah. I like just... Yeah. Okay.
Easy?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm okay with that.
Let's drop in on Sheet B, Newfoundland, Labrador, Northern Ontario. And it is Brad Jacobs lying the 2 already, and final stone on the way. And a pretty simple one for the former Brier champ. It's the interim draw and a chance to pick up 3.
And Brad Jacobs was one of those teams yesterday that made a statement. There was obviously half of the field that won games on that opening draw, but he looked very, very strong. Team wanting to make a statement and come back from their last couple of appearances where they finished 4th. And that 3 is going to help.
As the Olympic gold medalists from Sochi, a 6-1 advantage. And Brad's team, by the way, the last to go undefeated, at least in the round-robin play out of Brier. Format obviously changing.
Yeah. Oh! Whoa!
Bum, bum! Up!
Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
No, no, no. Okay, not bad.
Good shot.
Wow, that is a lot of red in the house
goodness.
for Team Wildcard, as they are lying a handful at least. And
6.
Final stone to come from John Likely out of PEI.
Yikes.
So big weight with the outturn, trying to eliminate some of the reds. Bang. And gets a few to go, and the shooter rolls a little bit too far, and it's a steal.
He did it thinner, John. We had to get off it.
4 on the board, so that's 8 points, Kathy, and 2 ends for Team Wildcard. A steal of 4, and a 10-3 advantage for Brendan Bottcher on Sheet C.
That's fine. Not in?
Sometimes those are good to stick right there, to be honest.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we just kill it.
That's good.
Sometimes those are...
Ouais.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hack. Même pas. Juste l'enlever.
He's playing the stone again, and one of the questions that you always have to ask yourself is if you threw a corner guard, to what end? An opportunity earlier to go around there. They chose to go around the center and rubbed and rolled off. An opportunity here again with Eric to go around the corner guard because Mike McEwen's going to chase you early on in the end, but he's playing against a stone that is partially buried. So it's a bit of an offensive-defensive struggle, I think. Ooh.
Actually grazing both red stones, the guard and the one in the 4-foot, and then the shooter will spill out.
Good weight.
That is very unfortunate. He just caught the back quarter of the guard as he went by. Watch just as it goes by, gets by the front part, catches the back, and then grazes the stone enough to push it behind the guard. That is just bad luck.
So just off center, I guess, Colin-ish kind of thing?
Yeah.
Halfway?
Yeah.
Last year in Regina, Reed skipping his team to a 5-6 record.
Running. Hair hot. It's heavy. 2/3.
Mike was obviously there as the wild card team.
2/3.
A little tighter than half.
Colin, go. Go.
Yep.
Go, Colin. Go hard.
We're 3.
Hard, Colin. Hard, Colin.
Okay, when Mike's third in that championship, BJ Neufeld, we will see him this afternoon in that pool play with Kevin Cooey as part of the import to Alberta.
Easy. Let's go, Phil. Yep.
And now chasing.
Yes! Hard!
Philippe Lemay, bang, gets both stones to go. Nice run back.
Turn draw.
15.
Merci, merci. It'll hang for a little bit and then finish nice at the end.
A chance to get in better for Reed.
Reed in his 6th Brier appearance. Of course, he won the Brier in 2011 in London with Jeff Stoughton as a front-end player. And won the World Gold Medal as well that year in Regina.
Weight's nice.
And that was a great shot of Reed's release and the kinds of rotation that you need on ice like this for your rock to run a true path.
Yep, go, bud. Go, bud.
Get better. Consistently
Get better. Get better. Hard.
do what the skip can call.
Had to wait right till then.
You know, worth noting too, Kathy, we've told this story before, but for Reed from Manitoba, he used to be a tuck thrower and then had really bad problems with his knees and had to basically reconstruct his entire delivery, and now has that stabilizer he uses. And I mean, we love to use our golf analogies up here a lot of the time, but it's true. You know what? Like a golfer, you got to change your swing medically, and for him to come back with a whole different release and delivery, you know, kudos to him for that hard work.
Oh, it's a lot of work. Just the rehab from major knee surgery is plenty. Never mind playing a sport that is just hard on your knees. Watch the release. There's a great example of the difference between the two. And Philippe's numbers have gone up, but the result of how he throws and the outcomes will be very different from Reed Carruthers.
Okay, Phil.
And promotes that stone behind cover, shot, rock, back button.
Shot.
Okay. Turn away, or is it? I was thinking like you throw like a bomb.
Yeah. So you're seeing it run.
Okay.
Good weight, Phil.
Okay.
Un peu trop de laisse.
Okay.
Just the weight, which is why his stone did not get that finish. And so for Mike, a chance to hit and roll.
Love it.
Kind of wait. Pop. Okay. Trying to roll, obviously, in a bit.
Yeah, we roll right behind.
Okay. Mine ran nice here, speed-wise, so speed's still good.
Should be gradual.
Yep.
Kathy, when you played the Worlds here in Brandon back in 1995, did you feel pressure, or did you feel excitement, or did you feel both? What do you remember?
You know what? I remember feeling overwhelmed by how amazing it was to play. This building holds about 7,000, and it was standing room only because it was the men and women's together. So it was Carey, and it was our team skipped by Connie. So not only did you have Canadian teams to cheer for on every draw, you had Manitoba teams representing Canada. And by then I had the fortune to play in a number of Scotties, and so it was just the best experience. It wasn't nerves, it was just pure joy every time you stepped on the ice.
Gotta go, boys.
Yellow.
Oh, wow.
Wow. No, wait. It was just hack.
That was...
Just barely came down like it wasn't even hack. Okay.
His goal was bumper.
Seemed like I threw it that late.
Not compared to that way, but maybe that way is just nuts. I thought it was a touch light, but not. Thought it would be still good for bump. If I sweep that, we make it.
Yeah. Weight sure came off of it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't really.
Heard about it earlier.
They didn't really say it was light either.
Yeah. I don't think they thought it was.
Ah, le 2. Je pense. Si on fait ça tout de suite, on a peut-être un 2. Mais bon, OK.
Sinon, c'est backline de même.
Moi, le backline, j'haïs pas ça. On va pas le faire.
C'est vrai qu'il y a le double, après.
Non, moi non plus, j'aime pas le backline. Tu lui donnes le double, il va le faire.
Je pense que c'est ça l'achat.
OK.
Playing the draw.
Moi ici, tu vas être pas
OK, let's go, Mark.
Yeah.
Je pense que t'as encore 3 quarts.
I'm not sure if they looked at playing that run back on their own that's in front of the house. You'd have to get close to that red guard. Maybe that's the concern.
On joue la vis, là? Ouais, droit sur le OK, 9 3 quarts. OK. Et demi, pas une gauche de balai, sinon 3 quarts. Je vais vous la donner à fois.
So after a miss from Mike McEwen, here in 6, an opportunity now. Martin Crête, skip stones, his first.
Pas de suite.
Ça doit être fort, ça curl pas.
Back 4.
Yep, what do you?
Back 4.
Yeah!
They're playing the audible now, trying to tick their own. And just missed it.
Can't draw here. He's giving him a run for 3.
Demi, hein?
Et demi.
Un peu fort, puis laisse pas tes vides.
Non, c'était demi. On est rendu 3 quarts, c'est même pas pendé tout le long.
Ouais, c'est ça, c'est demi-glace. C'est 30 qu'on peut se tromper.
I don't like that.
Okay.
I think you just make this.
Okay, what kind of weight?
I mean, we could throw normal.
Sure.
Might be easier to manage.
Whatever you feel comfortable with. I think easy will be fine.
I like normal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Interesting, Kathy. Colomino skipped in junior, but he really does come down a lot to offer his input a lot, doesn't he?
He definitely has a lot to say. Part of it, I think, is really good. He's looking at paths, but you always want to balance when your input comes in. And I think that part of the learning of this team is the back end, the Reed-Mike combo that we've talked about. They have been great friends for years, but they're adjusting. It's a new third for Mike, and for Reed, it's a new position. And so there is a learning curve there, and sometimes when there's a lot of input from the other end, it just adds more difficulty to a relationship that's trying to form. So it is for Colin just that balance of input and then sometimes just letting them do their job.
The hit and the roll for Reed, and Manitoba lies too without Hammer here in 6.
Really
That's
good,
great shot.
Good bounce back with his weight control after his first stone here in 6.
Nice throw.
Oh, that's good. I didn't think I got past you.
No.
It's kind of just pure.
But you held it.
Yeah.
Ouais. Quasiment le même weight que je viens de jouer. On poune ça de... Faut la pouner de 6 pouces. Là. Ouais, back 4.
He's talking about throwing the same weight that he threw on his first one. Remembering that he just grazed because they swept it hard, trying to get that tick and roll underneath.
Ça, comme ça? Ou plus? Non, je pense que c'est bon, Phil. OK.
Ça prend...
Même weight.
Same weight.
Même weight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I just misread it.
I just was fooled because remember they played that little cap, like that back 8 shot?
Yeah.
And it kind of was going through that path and didn't really honk. So that's why I was a little...
Come on.
Martin Kret, final stone here in 6.
Back news. Off.
Down by 2 and a tough little shot to tap to pick up a single.
Now they're letting him know that he was heavy. He was looking for back 4, back 12 was the initial call.
Go!
Eric Sylvain trying to get some extra curl on the stone to get to the face of the red, bump it back. And the shooter rolls too far, and that is a steal of 2 for Team Manitoba and Mike McEwen. So after trading singles in this game, the first deuce is a steal of 2, and Manitoba leads by 4. It is such a great event filled with tradition. The Tim Hortons Brier, 16 teams competing, 14 member provinces and territories, Team Canada, of course, Team Wildcard. And our feature this morning is Manitoba and Quebec, and a steal of 2 in 6 certainly stands out. It is Manitoba, a 5-1 advantage. So here in 7, it is Quebec with Hammer throwing the yellow stones.
A bit of an uphill road to climb for Quebec.
And that handle now going sideways for Team Quebec. And still, Kathy, some tricky spots on the ice. You saw Colin with the lead stones, and I think they were looking to throw one maybe top 4 or top 8, and The audible was to sweep it through, so they were caught off guard with that pass.
Here? Yeah. Don't mind it. Yeah, maybe.
I like it too, Mike.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're thinking this?
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, okay.
What do you want me to throw, Colin?
14-8.
Even this path here?
Yeah,
yeah.
it should be good.
Just trying to
everywhere.
force play away from the side where the two corner guards are. With this kind of scoreboard, you can expect Manitoba will peel when they have the opportunity to.
Derek won a bronze medal with Rob Fowler back in Saskatoon in 2012.
I think it's okay.
And Rob Fowler was on the ice yesterday. It was wonderful during the opening ceremonies. They brought back every Manitoban that had won the Brier out of this Westman region, and both Rob Fowler and his father Brian Fowler, both skipping teams that went to the Brier from this great region, had them out there for the opening ceremonies.
Kick.
C'est là tout seul.
Whoa. T-line.
Tiens. Wait's good. Wait's good. Elle est là tout seul, par exemple.
OK.
Elle est tout seul, peut-être back tee.
Maintenant, c'est quelque chose. Bon, il n'y a pas grand-chose, je pense.
Cache-le. L'important, c'est de la cacher.
On va juste me dire qu'il y a un casse.
Descends-la.
Descends-la.
OK, OK, bonne, bonne, bonne. Elle est bonne, bonne.
Eric.
Ciao, Rick. Spot.
2/3.
Okay, what's he going to do here? I haven't told him
2/3.
It's, I think it's going to be semi.
Try to get the pair.
Not honk, but normal.
Okay.
Throw it hard where you want to hit it, I think.
Okay.
Hey, bud.
Toss. Good.
It's good, Derek.
Good try. Ah, boy.
On freeze tout seul à droite.
Ouais, on a
même
un
place.
là, puis un autre.
Même place, mais 5 pieds moins fort.
OK.
Tuck it around there again, probably maybe a half to a third exposed of that Yellowstone from the hack. So if you're able to almost bury behind there, for Mike McEwen would only see little bits and pieces of both of them.
Elle va prendre ce ménard. Là en masse.
At some point you'll have to worry about those red rocks, but lots and lots of stones to come.
Whoa, si tu peux. Whoa, si tu peux.
Again, very lazy handle, so this will finish.
Good shot.
Spot. Good shot. Elle fait du 45 degrés.
I might feel the guard. Good
You'd hate to feather something.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
What I just played.
Maybe you just do
Then they're
this.
freezing and stuff, and they still got a guard.
What if I just
5-3. I think you peel the guard.
We're still lying two.
Yo, I think you take a run at it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like it.
I hate to leave a guard somewhere, though.
Well, it's okay.
3/4.
Then we have an easy double there. It's not bad.
What if you stuff it and leave the guard? It's real
Well, you're
close
not
to
going
making
to just
it.
hammer. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Toss your brow.
Okay. So you're
I like the
Mine
play
right-
on the
mine
guard.
did-
If
yeah,
you
right
catch
there,
something
right
behind
through
it,
the
that's
fence.
great. But picking that stone out, that is third shot, allows Quebec to go around that guard again and lie two buried. And so for Reed, if he can get one of them in the house with this, that is a bonus.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
good.
roll it up.
Good.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, bud.
If you stuff that guard.
I know what you mean. We're still in good shape, though. We're lying
Dans
two.
la tasse de café. Garde des 30 et demi, ça glisse bien.
Tu veux-tu en parler?
Non.
Non? OK.
Try to replace the guard.
Whoa!
Oh, et... Peut-être 4.
Oh.
2 Brier titles all time for the province of Quebec.
Trois est
We
bon.
mentioned Jean-Michel Menard back in 2006, and it was Jim Ursel back in 1977.
Eric, toujours 3!
And wow, you talk about a lazy handle. That's just going straight down the street sideways there, Kathy.
Good weight.
You know, I hope that the coaching staff have watched this as well, and we'll be talking about the need to throw rotation, or Jean-Michel makes a phone call to a friend after watching this morning and reminds them that's something that you need to keep in mind. That crisp release, it has cost Quebec a number of times, particularly early with Philippe Lemay. Just losing rotation, over curling, ticking guards.
All three gone, disappearing.
Wow.
Shooter rolls in. What a shot. Reed Carruthers, a pistol in 7.
That is a brilliant shot. Not only removes all of the enemy stones, including the guard, but rolls in on top as well. There goes the guard, there go the 2 in the house, and there comes the roll.
It's funny, Kathy, those are the shots that maybe don't make the highlight reel, but they are huge when it comes to the impact on a game.
Well, and they're huge to killing the momentum for Quebec and any chance that they're feeling that maybe they can get multiple points.
And now trying to go around everything, and they will. And that'll be third shot stone.
Even make this double?
Wow. Pretty hard.
It's very flat.
You gotta whip it.
Ça vaut pas de la merde.
To here.
Yeah,
to here.
to there, I think. Because even if he makes that, you just pick it. You might even have that double. Short is almost better too, right? Because if we tap it, then he's got the double. Just short of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, Kathy, it's not our
little bit separate.
job to comment on fashion out there, but the bison hats, and you being from Manitoba, they're pretty cool.
They're wonderful.
The hats they have, I think they're awesome.
I've almost said that a couple of times, but I didn't want people to call me a homer. But I do think they're beautiful.
If you get it out here, it's wide.
Running, it's not fast.
Yeah, it is. So like where you threw your intern draw, I think that's back 8 here.
Okay.
Maybe back 12.
Yeah, I'll try and get you 15 then.
Okay.
So does not want to tap his shot stone. Right now it is very
flat.
flat.
Good or a little heavy?
For a double just in front.
Let's drop in on sheet A. It is Yukon and Saskatchewan. And it is John Solberg already. Shot stone. The one in the wings there in the 12-foot out counting the yellow. So this is the out-turn draw for 2.
And a big opportunity to get within 1 of Saskatchewan. Put themselves right back in this game.
Easy, guys. Easy.
Meantime, in our feature.
Whoa, guys, have a look, have a look, have a look, have a look.
Well placed by Mike McEwen.
Great shot there. So Martin Crête in tough. And this draw needs to stop, and it will. Back 8, so that is 2 for Yukon. And they are within 1 after 7. Kirk Myers will have hammer over on sheet A.
C'est sûr que le double il va être long, mais si on pourrait jouer le triple, je sais pas s'il est là. Non,
moi j'aime bien ça m'emmener là. Puis
si on la pogne direct dans le côté,
ouais, c'est ça.
Elle va être un 8 caché. Il n'y a pas de triple.
Ah, ça peut être là, ce genre de triple-là, mettons.
They talked about running the top one back, the double, which you clip the back one. They've talked about the hit and roll from the outside into the center, not the double, but the flat.
C'est un race double. Tu montes le shooter un peu pour te faciliter le double après, mais c'est sûr que lui, il faut qu'il joue avant.
Ouais, moi, j'aime bien ça.
On fait le double là.
On fait le double là. S'il sort avec, on a un no-zip double pour 2.
Right? Il va avoir le... Ouais. That's right. Il faut que la 2 elle sorte, mais oui, il faut qu'elle sorte du 8 pieds.
Ouais, faut qu'elle sorte.
Faut qu'elle sorte quasiment dans le 12, parce que si je prends compte
il faut qu'elle sorte complètement.
Qu'elle sorte complètement.
Ça prend du poivre.
Ça prend du poivre, là. Une grosse demi-roche avec du poivre.
Oh, j'aime ça.
OK.
C'est les poivres.
So playing that hit and roll, they talked, they being Mike McEwen, about how it was going to be a very flat double. This is not about the double. This is about hitting and rolling to the shot stone, moving the shot stone over, but keeping your shooter behind the 2 that are on the center line.
Well, if you could ever get where this lines up for a knot, like the red, if he pumps it over, if you can get it so they all kind of...
So it nuts here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then you can pick it.
Then it runs.
Yeah, yeah.
It was tough. For Martin, they also talked about running the front one back and making the double, but then you still leave your opponent in great shape. This is a way to try to get shot.
Martin Cret, bang it, roll it over, tap the redstone.
Yeah.
And it is. Shot rock Quebec for now.
C'est bon, bon lancer. C'est ça.
Best finish for Martin Cret was back in 2014, that 8-6 record with Jean-Michel Menard.
I don't think he can get the other one to squeeze.
I don't think so.
So, I mean, it's probably not worth playing this because if I flip here, it's an easy one.
So
I think we just smack it.
Smack it, and if you end up going over the top of it, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smooth peel.
Picking it, if we make that, great.
Pin?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, it looks like half is close, right?
Yeah, half is close.
3 picks good too, right?
Yeah.
So this should skate, eh?
We should do nothing. Are we throwing peel?
Smooth peel.
Okay.
This is that track where there shouldn't be anything.
Yeah, I threw a heater here too. Mine did nothing, so I think yours should run good here, bud.
Don't want to stick around. If you hit and
Watch
stick
the yellow.
and roll just a little bit to the right, you set up the double, the easier shot to score one. If you pick it out, it is the pin that is available for Martin for the single.
Whoa, 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 Derek, Derek, whoa, Derek, Derek, Derek.
Shot. Picks it out, makes the double.
Shot, bud. Good.
And that doesn't change the degree of difficulty of the shot, but now it's against 3 instead of 2.
Good job, bud.
Call.
Nice shot.
Just tried to throw like baby peel.
Baby peel.
Time for my silly question of the morning, Kathy. And I know you're going to say there's more than one usually.
I thought we'd already had it.
Would you ever consider maybe a triple rollout for a blank? I mean, is that silly? Is that with the score 5-1, you score your one, you try steal back? I mean, just more looking at the scoreboard and where we are.
Yeah, I think, you know, you're trying to stop the bleeding. That triple is not a given, and if you make the triple, I think you probably keep the shooter.
Okay.
Line good.
Wasn't that silly, was it?
Good.
Like 0 to 10, where would you rank that question?
Of your list of others?
Yes, pour la ligne. Line good.
So final stone here in 7, the out-turn draw. It is a tough one, up against 3 as Martin Cret.
Come on.
Sylvain and Menard, all they got to try now limit the damage. And they'll drag it for third shot stone, but it is a steal of 2. So back-to-back steals of 2 for Manitoba, and they're cruising up by 6.
Yeah. So even though the line looks good.
Welcome back to our Brier coverage on TSN. Brian Mudryk, Kathy Gauthier with you on this Sunday morning. Our first morning draw of this year's Tim Hortons Brier. And for the young man that grew up in Brandon, it has been a fantastic morning. 4 points stolen in the last 2 ends for Mike McEwen and a 7-1 advantage over Team Quebec. So really a tough uphill climb now for Philippe Menard and company, as Quebec has Hammer throwing the Yellow Stones here in 8.
Well, Philippe's feeling very good about his game. Some very big numbers.
Eric, c'est quelque chose. Vas-y, on va y aller. Come on! Jusqu'à la fin! Go, 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 go! All right, shot.
Have a little bit.
Very little. I could try it.
Think you throw high?
Sure. You guys like this, giving it a go?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, no reason why not.
Take the guards.
Quebec winning the battle at the lead position.
This will curl a little bit.
You like that ice with hack?
Yeah. Solid hack. Close. Real close.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Almost bump.
Con. Park con. Got chance. Park bud. Read on the yellow. It's moving, but okay, it's not bad. Good toss.
Better.
Moves it out into the open. Back 4.
A pretty good throw.
Sweet.
We mentioned Martin and his experience at the junior level, which a lot of these skips have. Obviously, Kathy back in the day. Well, he skipped Quebec 5 times at the Canadian Juniors. He won bronze and silver. And in the final back in 2002, he lost to a Manitoba skip. 5-4 was the final to David Hamblin.
Yes, from Morris.
Line's good.
On est où? On est
parti. Yes, la ligne. Yes, la ligne.
Yes, the
Yes. Hard line.
Okay.
Oof. C'est pénible. Hit the wide one first, eh?
Do I ever go bing bing through the hole or no?
I think you hit the wide one first, and then you try to go
just
through
gotta
the hole.
watch on that red.
I don't think you can jam it if you go wide.
Look, I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peel.
Okay.
Quarter's pretty good.
What do you say?
Quarter.
Okay.
So what he loves is hitting the outside stone first with a lot of weight. Will redirect onto the one on the center line, and if you hit it right, the rock that is thrown will actually come through the middle and into the house.
Derek Samagalski, bang them both, and does he ever come to the house right through with some action, but more importantly.
That front is all gone. No place to hide.
Oh, that first one, I just, like, I couldn't see much of it. I didn't
Yeah.
See, I guess.
Yeah.
30 et demi, 30 et quart. Oh, c'est là de ça.
Ouais, t'es bon. 3, 2, 3.
Juste ligne, juste ligne. Juste ligne. Faut que ça ralentisse. Juste ligne. L'ami. Oh, ça overkill. Juste l'ami. OK, good shot. C'est ça qu'on a perdu de la glace, je comprends pas.
Yeah.
Pierre, attache de côté.
Nice smooth throw here, bro. Just peel, Colin.
And it is open, but the stone that is going to give you the most problem is the one in front of the house that Quebec can utilize, and so that's why the peel is the call over picking out the stone in the back of the house.
Clean.
Whoa. Look at this go backwards. He's okay. He's okay.
That was a little. That was shapy.
Yeah,
A little left.
He was sliding a little.
Bon, ouais, ça. Un peu down.
And the numbers have gone up for Philippe. So trending the right direction.
Whoa! On! Whoa! On! Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa!
Okay. Over enough.
Ouais, mais.
OK. Sauvera pas la planète avec ça. All right, folks.
I like PL.
I think you just rip.
Sure. Rip the guard.
Just PL, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's safe. Like most we're getting up is 2.
Clean.
Clean call. As long as
Whoa.
we're touching.
Whoa.
We're good. You're good.
Well, a pretty spectacular game for Reed Carruthers.
Throws, Reed.
Thanks, this is better.
What?
Ouais, c'est surprenant.
Même shot.
Oh, contourne la rouge.
Yeah, I just didn't time that first one.
Yeah. OK, mais on va le mettre un peu plus proche. Oui.
Okay, so the discussion was initially, do we play the same shot, which is the guard? Martin talked about playing the hit on the redstone belonging to Manitoba. They've agreed or talked him into playing a guard again, but he's asked for it to be closer.
Clean it. That's good.
Vous curler comme les autres.
Whoa!
2,5.
That's good.
3.
Yep, Eric. Yep.
OK. Good shot.
Well, Kathy, Mike McEwen talked about having extra motivation to get to this Brier, getting to play in his hometown, and in this game, he has delivered when you look at his numbers.
Well, you can't argue with the draws. He's had a really good feel for draw weight this morning. And for Martin, the challenge has been the degree of difficulty. He's had to put it on the pin a couple of times. So overall for Mike McEwen, that is almost a 10% improvement from yesterday. He'll be very happy with that.
Player comparisons are brought to you by New Holland, #TogetherBlue.
Clean.
Clean. Heavy clean.
Clean.
You got half a rock right now.
Clean.
Shot. I asked.
Okay, let's go.
Yep.
Throw, man.
Very straight there when you do a little, and it just fades back kind of all the way.
Parce que back 8, c'est sûr qu'il y a un double. Si on va être 2 shots, mettons.
OK.
Talking about drawing to the other side, they could utilize the redstone belonging to Manitoba as a guard and bury around it as another option.
Pour encore, on va brasser en maudit. Mais elle peut être bonne.
OK.
Ouais, j'aime le weight.
La ligne est bonne.
C'est juste le pad du milieu qui est dangereux quand il jambe en face. Ouais, c'est posé.
That's good.
Arrête tout là. Arrête tout là. Arrête belle, les boys.
Whoa.
Shot. Okay. Shot.
That's right. Shot.
And we have a final over on Sheet C between Prince Edward Island and Team Wildcard, and John Likely losing that one 14-4. And for Brendan Botcher, those 14 points tying a Brier record.
What's the...
Keep in mind this year the 5-rock rule, though, and things changing. Remember that one game, Kathy, at the Scotties, we had 25 points in a game, which set a Scotties record.
Oh, what's he going to do here?
Yeah, do you know the spot?
We've thrown the in so much, like, it just, like, all I'm saying is, like, if you, we know the in for sure, just the out is just
Let's throw the in, and I'll throw just normal down a bit.
Okay.
I like that. We know this turn.
Do you want to see like this, then?
I don't think that's enough.
You can ask for a little more.
A little more. Just beside it. Good.
So shot stays the same. The turn changes from the hack. And again, that's the only comment I would make, is there's not a problem with making the suggestions that were made, but the preference is to have the players meet you halfway down the ice or before you get to the hack, thinking about throwing the in turn, and now you're throwing the out turn and changing the ice.
Whoa!
Final stone here at 8. Mike McEwen. Bang, roll it over, and that goes over the face, and the shooter spins out. So,
That's just a little pinchy.
for Martin Crête, an opportunity to draw in for a 2. Meantime, another final. It is Brad Jacobs, Northern Ontario, an 8-2 win over Andrew Simmons. Andrew here for the very first time as a skip. He was an alternate for Brad Gushue back in 2011 in London, where he won a bronze medal, but this year the skipper for Newfoundland Labrador. So Team Jacobs perfect so far here in Brandon. So they started with hammer when we began on this Sunday morning. And for Martin Crête, a chance to finally score his first 2 of this game. Needs full 8 foot.
Restez dessus, on a besoin, boys.
Sylvain Menard, a nice brush, helping out the skipper. And there is the first 2 on the board here in this game for Team Quebec. And a 7-3 advantage for Mike McEwen and Manitoba. They'll have hammer when we come back here at 9.
I mean, just basically either get one or get one at worst.
Welcome back to Keystone Center, the home of the Brandon Wheat Kings in the WHL. They're currently on a 7-game road trip. And the Wheat Kings, some great alumni over the years.
Oh, yes.
Dustin Bufflin, Ron Hextall, Mark Stone, TSN's Ray Ferraro played here back in the day, and most recently Ivan Provorov, Nolan Patrick, some great players out of Brandon. As we take over the ice for this year's Tim Hortons Brier, and Manitoba in control, a 7-3 lead with Hammer here at 9.
With the T-line. Mine's good.
What have you made, Kathy?
With the T-line.
Put the score away, but just the performance, the demeanor of Manitoba, maybe some nerves in their opener, and what you've seen out of them today.
Just very comfortable today. I think that, you know, as much as it's a dream to be able to play where you grew up, it also puts an awful lot of pressure on you because you want to prove yourself, and you've thought about it for so long, and it's a dream come true, and you want that dream to end how you visualize it. But after settling in after about 5, I would say yesterday, Team Manitoba today looking very comfortable out here, very sharp. And I think we'll be watching that dynamic between Reed and Mike all week as things get intense. If Reed's view and Mike's view are on different pages, maybe because they both have skipped for so long, and how they deal with that.
I love the out. Okay. Can I go this turn, Mike?
Sure.
And there is a proud wife watching on, Dawn McEwen, 5-time Scotties champ.
When you talk about knowledgeable fans, no one understands more than Dawn the kinds of things that and the emotions that Mike is going through.
You're good, you're good.
And Kathy recently named the greatest of all time when it comes to leads in the lead position, when it comes to the Canadian women, and we'll unveil the men.
We will.
The Canadian men's list this week during our coverage, starting Monday on TSN, the 5th end break.
Yeah, she stole my extra bison hat.
Yeah.
That's creativity by Farron Asham to create those. We've talked about them during the show. They are very lovely. Quite a collector's item, I'm sure, by the end of this week.
Clean it, clean it, clean it. Clean it. 2,5, c'est bon. Clean it. Okay.
Now, the trouble for Quebec in this end began right away when the first stone was thrown into the house. That allowed Manitoba to remove it, and as soon as that happens, you're declining the free guard zone in many ways, and for Quebec, they needed as many rocks as they could up front to find places to hide.
No curl on that.
Non, c'est doux, un peu doux. I'm good. On va en parler, on va en passer. Ciao, Phil.
Like the out?
Yeah.
Clean.
Interesting, too, we talked about the mixed doubles discipline now in Olympic sport, and for Joanne and Reed, it was massive, their result at the Worlds, to ensure that Canada had a spot at the games in Pyeongchang, and you know the rest is history there with Caitlin Laws and John Morris winning the gold medal. But if not for their performance, Canada would not have even had a spot in the Olympics. So,
and it's interesting to have seen a lot of the competitive curlers who have dedicated so much time to playing the four-person, the men or the women. In many ways, the rest of the world was far ahead of Canada in mixed doubles because it's very difficult in some of the European countries to be able to find 4 women or 4 men that are prepared to commit at a high level. But finding one man, one woman was not as tough. And when you look at the number of countries that are playing mixed doubles, it's astounding. And there's still a lot of work, I think, for Canada, even though that great gold medal won by Caitlin Laws and John Morris to continue to get ahead. and to understand the mixed doubles game as well as the countries that have been playing it for a very long time.
Zip out of there.
Good throw here, bro.
And that's the one sport, too, you can practice by yourself, right? You get up, you throw the stone, you sweep it.
You get up and run and sweep it. Everything that we used to teach at Little Rockers don't do. That's exactly what mixed doubles now does. Throw your own, get up and sweep it.
Yep. Right up. Yep. Right up, Derek. Yep. Right up, right up, right up, right up.
Good.
Very nice.
Hey, throw.
Throw, Brad.
Close game as we drop it on sheet A, the only other game on the ice, and it is Saskatchewan with Hammer. Kirk Myers, a 6-5 lead coming home, and Kirk has blanked the last two ends to retain Hammer over there. So it is Team Myers, a 6-5 lead over Yukon coming home.
Worse looking.
You don't want to like accidentally nose nut it and plant it. So you just rip it and get out of there.
Well, there's the plan. You know, for Martin, we'll probably try to go 8 foot.
Batteurs durant 3 quarts.
And you hear that Mike McEwen is not going to be lured into trying to make the double. He'll just pick one stone out. And with a 4-point edge that he has, we'll worry about that on his second.
It was interesting, Kathy, in calling a lot of the Montreal Canadiens games this year. Our friends at RDS in Montreal are very excited to watch Team Quebec and the coverage and watching the curling. I was asked about it quite a few times.
That's good.
So there's a lot of pride in that province back home for this team.
All right.
Just off nose. They go away, and I think for Mike, would love to roll his shooter out as well, leave a wide open house.
Just smack it. Okay.
That's the highly technical, just smack it.
Curling really could have its own dictionary, could it not? I mean, the words that are made up or explained on a regular basis in the mornings especially. Well, scooch. Yes. I mean, we could have a list.
Well.
The curling dictionary. Mike McEwen here in 9. Big weight with the intern. And bang, everything goes.
Best way to guarantee yourself a wide open opportunity for a blank. He's not looking to score any more points, just wants to make sure his opponent cannot either.
Okay.
One thing we always enjoy about Martin every time he comes, his enthusiasm, his energy. You can hear him.
Oh, yes.
If he wants his teammates to sweep, and he claims he's never lost his voice at one of these things. And he's a skip, though, this time, so a little different. But he says he feels he gets a lot of that passion and energy from even his junior days. He said back then he was so competitive, and that's carried over. And he said a lot of pride wearing those Quebec colors.
It's good practice, firm, like try to dead nose it.
Are you here, bud?
Yeah, it won't be quite as straight as into the line, but it'll still be.
Yeah, I agree. Good toss.
Yeah, try to like just dead nut it. Just a tiny bit more.
Final stone here in 9 for Mike McEwen.
Clean.
Now trying to make the most of this. This is not the blank.
Yeah, Mike.
Trying to take a point.
Good game. Good luck, eh?
And they will, and that'll be handshakes. So Manitoba, another win, improving to 2-0. And Quebec Martin falling to 1-1. 8-3 is your final, and later tonight on TSN, we will see Team Manitoba up against Team Wildcard. But after the break, one game remains, and we'll take you to it live. Yukon, Saskatchewan, when we come back to the Brier here in Brandon. To Brandon, Manitoba, and one game remains on the ice. It is Team Yukon versus Team Saskatchewan.
Gotta go. Hard to.
Kirk Myers here for the first time as a skip
gotta go,
representing his province.
Good shot. Good spot.
And we can tell you as you look at the scoreboard, Saskatchewan blanking 8 and 9 to have that important hammer here in 10, up by 1. Up against John Solberg, who we've seen at the Brier before for a number of years, coming through that pre-qualification, trying to advance. And back in 2005, Kathy actually played with Northern Ontario as a third. So here's skipping Team Yukon. And right now we're into the third stones. And this is
switch,
Bob
you guys.
Smallwood.
Switch.
And this team out of the Whitehorse Curling Club up north.
Yep, keep her moving. Yep.
Well, Saskatchewan picking out the shot stone and being right on the lid on the final. When you look into the numbers, Kirk Myers at 86% this morning, so playing a very controlled game.
I was just tight on that one.
Not taking a lot of risk.
I was just tight on the last one.
Yeah, just straight at her here. Clean. Clean. Attaboy. Nice shot. Good throw. Real nice.
Kevin Marsh, third stones for Team Saskatchewan, keeping that front open.
Yeah.
Making sure Kirk has something with his final stone.
Okay.
Nice shot,
That
Kev.
was soft to the first one.
Yep. Good time to do it. I don't know if it's
I'm just going to cut. That should be good there.
Kirk is here making his 5th appearance at the Brier. Of course, you know his name, playing with Steve Laycock all those years. And now Steve is the import.
I'll blow it off.
Over in BC and Jim Cotter's team.
Yes.
So familiar faces and new places. And you can bet for Kirk, pretty exciting to be the skip here.
A little quicker here.
And a lot of support in this building for the team from Saskatchewan.
A little different than a 95 though, right?
And they would have walked off that ice very disappointed in that loss to Manitoba yesterday in a game that they were in very good shape for much of it. And so you say, well, this is all we need to continue to do.
We don't want to bump if possible. 85.
But Yukon playing them very tough this morning.
Line's pretty good.
Had a great chat with John in his sit-down. He says him and his family, he's raising a young family up in the Yukon and has really called that home now, and says he's very proud to always come back and a chance this year to skip and represent the Whitehorse Curling Club.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You can hide it. You can hide it. Yeah, remember my rocks curl quite a bit more, right? Those two?
Top them out or just draw, right? That's right. Okay, peel through this for the blank and a couple ends ago.
Yep.
Should be good there. Just run up.
They're running this straight up. Yep.
A lot of that stone available to Kirk coming out the far side.
For those watching at home, Kathy, why hit this stone and not rip the guard up top, the red one?
Yeah, I mean, I know that you probably could, but he's working with that stone in the house. If you rip the guard, they replace the stone for Kirk. Maybe just he's playing the scoreboard. He's up one with, makes it go away. But you're absolutely right, Brian. You could walk up and peel that guard.
Fabulous numbers from Kirk.
Clean, clean, clean. Oh, clean. Clean. Throw, bud.
Don't forget, Yukon needs 1 to tie and 2 to win, so he gets rid of that. The best Yukon can do is tie, and they're going to have to make a play on that open stone.
You saw Mike McEwen in the background signing autographs. That was the opener for Team Saskatchewan, and they played a really good game against Team Manitoba.
Should we ask them what they like, or just go? Sure. Okay. What do you guys want to do?
The front end coming down. Scott O'Dyan and Clint Abel.
So Larry can come out. Yeah.
So they'll call a timeout, and the coach, Larry Snow, will come out.
What do you guys like? Bump it 6.
When you're the hometown kid, Kathy, always exciting to meet the fans, sign some autographs. as he improves to 2-0. It was our feature this morning, and we'll wrap that game up now, Kathy, with the game story.
Well, you know, it was a very close game for the first part. It was Quebec having a lot of pressure, and it was a miss. It was a steal, but against 4, but it wasn't enough, and lots of pressure. But it was those back-to-back 2s in 6 and 7 that made a difference. Some big numbers for Team Manitoba. Third, Reed Carruthers at 99%. That's a great sign for Manitoba.
And the game story is brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada.
Yeah, or you check what try stuff.
So after a timeout, 1 rock to come from Team Yukon and John Solberg, and you can see the time ticking down behind him. He's approaching 30 seconds.
I was going to throw control.
It looks like he's playing the hit. The other option is that you come down on top of that stone and you tap it a couple of inches, and that makes it a lot harder for Kirk Myers to remove, but he feels that with the upweight ability of Kirk, all the stones will go away, and his best odds are to hit and roll behind the guard, maybe force Kirk to make a tough draw.
And I apologize, Kathy, that time was just for the timeout. They have plenty of time left in the game.
Okay.
Over 4 minutes. So Saskatchewan also with plenty of time. They'll use their timeout though as well.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
And I just threw down here. And it's like
It'll run up. We're up throwing.
And Saskatchewan taking the timeout just so that they don't feel rushed. They have 4 minutes plus on the board.
Feel weight, Duke, same as I did in the few ends ago.
And that is the luxury that Kirk has right now. Up by 1, just make the red go away and he wins. Does not need to stick the shooter.
Feel weight.
A deep breath as he'll settle in. Final stone here in 10. Kirk Myers.
Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clean it.
Out of the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. Bang, away it goes, and a win for Team Saskatchewan over Yukon this morning. So Kirk Myers, Kevin Marsh, Daniel Marsh, and Dallin Myers pick up the win. 6-5 your final, and some great support for that team on the prairies.
We did her. Number 1.
Their first win as we check the standings. So, important to remember, Pool A and Pool B, top 4 make the championship round of 8, which begins Thursday. And remember, you take your record with you. So even though you qualify, you want to make sure you get as many wins as you can.
Yep.
So handshakes from Dad, and a good win for Team Saskatchewan. We'll wrap up our coverage from Brandon right after
off
this.
there, boys, at 9 and 10 there. There you go, boys. I guess 8-9.
The 2019 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada. The 2019 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Sponge Towels Paper Towel. Nothing absorbs like it. By Pioneer Hybrid, serving Canadian farmers for over 70 years. And by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
It's so special to represent Ontario. It's something that we've dreamed about our entire lives. The Brier's huge at such a big scale. The goal is to go out there and make shots. We want to go out there and compete and play well, and hopefully be in the conversation at the end of the week.
One of the reasons that I really still enjoy playing the game is for these big events, and I have a lot of fun doing that, take that on as a challenge, and hopefully this week is no different.
And that is the matchup this afternoon. Kevin Cooey goes up against Scott McDonald, who had a great opener against Team Canada and pushed Brad Gushue to the limit. 3 p.m. Eastern Time on TSN2 as Vic, Cheryl, Russ, Kathy have you covered. It was our first morning draw this Sunday morning from Brandon at the Tim Hortons Brier, as all these teams are eye on the prize, a chance to represent Canada at the Men's Worlds here in Canada. On behalf of myself and Kathy Gauthier, thanks for watching our coverage. The Brier right here on TSN.